I take the deodorant and I just and melatonin. I'm just
sniffing both sides.
yeah. It's a little difficult because they're gummy, so they sometimes get stuck up there. So you got to really like yeah.
So, hey, welcome back to the podcast. You missed last week's podcast because we weren't here. That and because I had to do a wedding and we didn't have enough time to shoot.
Yeah.
So
He had a wedding. I had a test to study for.
So
we've been busy. We have lives. We touch grass.
I touch ass.
No, you don't.
Only mine. Actually, I cut myself on the day of that wedding or the night of after the wedding with my really sharp knife. And it's been really difficult to wipe because it hurts and so I've been having to like use my left hand.
Do you not? Are you not ambidextrous enough to do that?
I'm not. So I'm like, so it's like really weird. So I'm like,
not to brag, but there's some stuff like out there that I'm like ambidextrous with. Like all I can do is like I can only write with my right hand, but I feel like I do a lot more with my left hand than I do with my right hand. And to like the degree that like some of my coworkers at work actually thought I was left-handed until I
thought you were left-handed too.
See, that's because I do a lot with my left hand.
So which one's your stranger hand?
I don't have one. I'm gonna be really honest about this. So I can jack off with either. It's rotation. They take turns.
I'm always a righty, but every time I try to do my left, it's curved because I can't do that. So, but it helps when I do it this way. But like that. So, but other than that, we were pretty busy. But somehow we weren't busy enough. We were able to finish a couple of things. We were able to finish up The Last of Us.
So yeah,
kind of late on that.
A little behind on it, but we did it.
And we also watched John Wick 4.
We did.
So I say let's start off with The Last of Us. I want to know your whole.
Okay, I'm gonna say a sentence that I find kind of funny. I actually kind of enjoyed Ellie's backstory episode. I know that episode got a lot of shit on it. I actually kind of enjoyed it. I don't know why. Thought it was pretty good. I don't know.
I felt like seen the DLC before.
Well, I have. I think for me it was mostly because I hadn't been enjoying the way the main story was going. So to kind of get away from that main story felt nice.
The one thing that I'm really weirdly concerned about, that mall had everything.
That was the world's greatest mall.
Like it had a Best Buy, a Target, a CVS, what else?
I had a whole goddamn carousel? Is that what it's called? It had a whole not a small one, a full carousel up there. A Halloween store.
Yeah. Like it had everything. Like Target sells electronics, but yet they're competing with the Best Buy.
Yeah. There was that was a really impressive mall, and I want to go there. I wonder if they used a real mall or if that was a fake mall.
I feel like it was a real mall, but also a fake mall with all those brands that they were showing.
I don't know. We need to look that up and then take a trip there. And then going to the episode after that, which was like the winter Ellie on her own episode deal until she gets medicine to Joel. Yeah, that was a continuation of just the usual Last of Us of me going, wow, they do not want to put any fights in this show at all, and everything is over in like 5 seconds.
Yeah, it really felt like that she was really relying on Joel for a lot of things.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I could see like in the beginning because Joel doesn't know her fighting style, and she kind of,
not even that. Really... It's just like in the game, when it came to that winter time, she does a pretty good job of putting up her own fights.
Well, yeah.
And in this one, I feel like though she puts up a fight, it was not compared to what it is in the game. And I know that's because in the game they just throw a lot of fodder, but I still think they could have shown more. And then Joel only kills like 3 people. And then they just leave.
We're going to leave.
So it just kind of... I don't know. And it wasn't very impressive. And then the last episode, the final episode, honestly, I thought it was okay. I think it was one of the better episodes. I finally had a gunfight that was actually worth a damn.
Spoilers if forgot the front.
Oh, at this point, then we've been talking about Last of Us for like 5 minutes now.
Spoilers ahead for John Wick then.
Okay, spoilers for John Wick. So first of all, I'm going to say something that might actually be a really big spoiler. I Googled because we had the conversation about John Wick 5
Oh, wait, are we
because
done with The Last of Us?
I thought we were.
Oh, I
I
was just
thought
saying.
I thought that was your
No,
transfer.
I was
Okay.
just gonna talk about the whole.
All right. Speak, man. Speak.
I'm starting to like The Last of Us. I thought I had it all together. No. Yeah. I mean, I feel like I don't know. Everyone's saying it was the world's greatest thing. I do like it. I thought it was good. But I feel like it could
Have
have.
I ever told you about your father's young? No.
I feel like it could have been drawn out.
It's not even drawn out. I don't care. I'm gonna be honest.
So what I mean by I really wish it would show them at least I don't know. It felt like the only time that they actually felt like for me it felt like they were in a struggle is when they were in the wintertime.
See, not
Most
even
of the
then.
time it didn't seem like they were just like, oh, bad guy of the week.
Yeah, like I said, okay. I think I said originally when we first started talking about Last of Us that I gave it like a 7 out of 10. I think if I were going to alter it now,
It'll
I'd
be a three.
probably
No.
I was gonna say maybe a 4 or 5 to like below average to maybe just an average show.
I mean, I like it. I just wish it was kind of a little bit like I don't know. If you're trying to make a compelling TV show, you're trying to draw from the game, and obviously he made changes. Why not make it more like higher stakes of like, oh, sad these
Well, they didn't
people.
even match the stakes of the game.
I mean, yeah, I know, but still, I'm like,
Like you're saying, why not make it higher stakes than the game? And I'm going, they didn't even match the
it
stakes
just seemed
of the
like it just
game.
seemed like Joel was just like, oh, I'm here. Let me kill these people for you.
He doesn't even do that. He like maybe fights 1 or 2 people and then they leave.
Yeah,
Like that's always what happens is 1 or 2 people and then they just run away.
it's all about survival.
And I don't know. I'm not too impressed with it. By the end, I kept hoping it was going to get better and better until I just realized it wasn't. And now I don't know if I'm looking forward to the next season, the second game, or not. I feel like I'm mostly leaning to the not.
Well, everybody was saying, hey, oh, hey.
Yeah, I know. I know. I understand that I stand apart from the rest of the world.
It's not like I don't like it. I just feel like, I don't know. I don't know. In my head, I feel like they're trying to play it safe, but they weren't because they were like, we're gonna fuck it up anyways, without no spoilers or anything. I don't know. It just seemed like it could have been like
Like I said, it was at the end of the day.
a ghost, bro. He got a ghost going on.
That's fine as
Or is
long
that
as they
just
help pay
Roger?
rent.
Roger's messing some stuff up over there.
Good for him. I don't know. It just felt
You think it would be better if it was just a Last of Us universe and it was completely
no.
different?
I wouldn't have wanted to watch it then. I wouldn't want to do that.
Even if it's like completely different characters, or
Yeah, no, I wouldn't be interested at that point. It'd just be another zombie show, and it already kind of borderlines on that.
it is confirmed that Matt hates zombie shows.
I mean, there's only like a handful of them.
Nope. There's a whole lot. There's a whole bunch.
There's only a handful.
Top 10 zombie movies.
Well, that's
Shaun of the
zombie
Dead.
movies. You said zombie shows.
Top 10 zombie shows. Walking Dead. That one on Sci-Fi. That zombie.
Z Nation.
Z Nation. Yeah. I've only seen like 4 seasons of that, but I heard it's pretty
Only seen 4 seasons of that. That's like longer than a lot of shows get. And I've only watched 23 seasons of this
They're on
show.
23, season 25. uh, I know there's a lot more.
Uh-huh. You're doing so good. Just slap Last of Us up there.
No.
Come
I
on,
guess
do
we'll
it.
slap Last
There
of
you
Us.
go. You need the help.
Uh,
Or are we going to go off on Netflix? Because I'll also give you the Resident Evil show that's on Netflix. That's terrible.
sorry, R.I.P. Lance Riddick.
Look, I'm just saying this because you were saying that there's so many, and then you struggled to get three, and you forgot one of the names.
I mean, I could say Fear the Walking Dead, and then the spinoff shows off those.
Yeah, but those aren't very good, to be honest.
I like Fear the Walking Dead.
I know you do.
And then I like that new one that just came out.
The World Beyond.
Yeah, that was pretty good because they're actually different stories.
I know how it works. I'm just saying I don't really care for it.
I'm excited to see the Negan and what's her face
Maggie?
woman. It's Dead City because The Walking Dead's weird about their zombies right now. For some reason, they got more population, even though they should have been like dwindled a little bit.
Well, it depends, because I mean, if someone did the math on it, and it's 5,000 walkers to like every one person that's alive.
Walking Dead.
So, and I feel like counting all the Walking Dead shows individually, kind of eh.
And I'm ready for the Rick and Michonne show
I do want to see the Rick and Michonne.
because that takes place during
Daryl Dixon's. I want to see
Does he have his
Daryl.
own show coming?
Oh yeah, he's got his own movie because they're movies, not shows. Yeah.
It's not a democracy. I like
People. Ah.
Breaking Bad.
Okay. Want to slap that up with the zombie shows?
Exactly, because they have the meth from Breaking Bad on.
Yeah, but they've said that they're not connected.
No, I know they're not, but they're connected to me.
I hope you get that removed.
Los Polos Hermanos.
I have a shirt that says that.
Hey, me too, and a sticker. But yeah,
Don't touch me.
that's what my sister says. I say that every time.
I know.
Uh,
And it's weird because it's true. Because his sister does say that.
she doesn't like to be touched or affectionate. I try to give her hugs, and she's like, "No." I'm like,
You also do to her what you just did to me, which was don't touch me.
I do it to everybody, my brother and everything. I did it to
It's
my brother
weird.
last night, so
It's weird.
I try to do the Brian thing. Anyways,
It's creepy when you
last
do it.
night.
It's creepy when Brian does it.
I don't
But
know.
for some reason, it was
nice.
more
It
accepting.
was nice.
You're like,
It was
it
rubbing
was
your
weird.
back.
It's like you'd be in the middle of working, and then all of a sudden you just,
Yeah, it'll just rub on you.
and then you would be like, "Oh, this is really creepy. Oh, actually, that kind of feels good."
Yeah,
and then you're just standing there accepting
You're
it.
like, yeah, just cook it as
And you're like trying to ignore it, but at the same time, you're like, "Man, the stress is just falling apart."
He starts blowing into your ear. And then that's when that Steve's rib gay porno comes in. I guarantee you we have something there. It's empty. It's an empty building now. If we can find I got some old Steve's rib shirts. We can shoot
Well,
it.
there's an issue. There's an issue with that. Technically, Steve's Ribs, the brand, still exists.
But it's parodied. So it'll be Steve's dick.
Very creative.
So yeah. I have a whole synopsis of like
I'm
scenes
good.
per scene.
I'm good.
I have a smoker scene where
I
removing stuff
don't
from
need
the
to
smoker.
know your gay porno fantasies.
It's profit actually,
I'm not interested in it.
but I have a synopsis of every scene
We're
where
not
it goes
talking
in. All right, we should talk about John
Don't
Wick.
touch me.
We should talk about John Wick. So yesterday, or probably this is going to be a week from now. So John Wick came out a week ago.
Oh, so what I was saying was we were talking about John Wick 5 potentially being the last John Wick. So I Googled it out of curiosity to see whether or not that was true. And actually, this was the last one.
So they just tricked us?
What they said was they were originally going to film John Wick 4 and 5 at the same time. But for some reason or another, they couldn't do that. They couldn't film the fifth one, so they just filmed the fourth one. And both Keanu Reeves and I think the director, it said, both said that they're going to give John Wick a break for a while. So this is going to be the last movie for a long time. So this is the last John Wick movie as far as it appears to be for now.
Since this won't be out for like a whole week, but there will be spoilers.
There will be spoilers.
Even though
there was a lot of killing.
Yeah.
Well, I just said it's the last movie. That doesn't say what happens in it.
Yeah. But I do want to spoil it, so this will be the spoiler cast for John Wick.
So are you actually going to put the time stamp for the skip this time because you didn't last time?
No. This is straight up going in because I don't know how to do those.
All you do is just look at the time, look at when we're done talking about it, and then put
keep
the
your
time.
hands down or keep your hands open, and that will be the time skip.
All right, everyone, I'm doing this for you.
3, 2, 1. All right, now we're on to the spoiler section, okay? Okay. First of all, let's get your review on it.
Okay.
And then I want to talk about our favorite scenes.
Okay, my review of it.
Okay, hold on. Does it top the last 3 movies?
All but the first one.
You don't like the first one?
I love the first one. That's why I say it tops all but the first one. The first one is still hands down my favorite. Yeah, favorite of them.
First, I hate the second one.
I like the second one, but it is at the bottom of the barrel.
It is. It just feels drawn out for some reason, even though it was pretty good.
See, I enjoy it. I think if I were going to make a list for it, it would be John Wick 1, 4, Parabellum, and then 2 at the very last.
Yeah, I think that's my list right now too.
Yeah,
because I do like the third one.
Third one's good. Though strangely, I think the third one is the one I've seen the least. Like out of like the first 3, because I've seen the first one several times.
I want to see John Wick 4 again in theaters.
Yeah,
but I think I've seen John Wick 3 times in theaters.
I know you went once with me.
Yeah, and I took my dad, and then I went with Kai.
Did I go with you on one of them? Maybe I saw it twice in theaters? I forget because I've gone with you.
I think you were with my dad.
Yeah, that sounds right. So I think we actually.
And then me and you rewatched it just a few weeks ago.
Yeah. So we like John Wick.
Yeah.
Which is kind of funny story behind that. I hadn't watched John Wick until he forced me to watch it in a Taco Bell parking lot.
Was that me?
Yeah. It was after Steve's Rib. I said I hadn't watched it. So after we got Taco Bell, or ceremonial Taco Bell that we did like a ritual, you like put your phone up and we watched John Wick.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
I do. So I was like, shit's like good. Yeah. I mean, I went out of my way to then go watch the second one.
Nice.
Which I also enjoyed, but was not the first one.
Yeah.
All right. If I was going to give it like a review from 1 to 10, I would give it a solid 8.5 to 9.
That's pretty high.
It is.
I was going to give it like a 9.
See, okay, so here's my thing. The reason why I think it's not a solid 9 is I do think some of the comedical bits were a little too pushed a little too much to be comedical.
I didn't see any comedical.
Oh, did you not actually register some of the stuff that they were doing for comedy? Like some of the stuff they were doing that to me that felt just over the top, just because they were doing it to be over the top. Like there's at the closer to the end of the movie, there's a scene where he has to go up a huge staircase. He fights his way up, just be kicked, and then he falls all the way down. And they show him falling for like 30 seconds down that staircase. And then it looks like he's going to stop, and he just falls down again.
I don't really find that funny. I just figured that was kind of like a whole...
Oh, no, that was over the top. I mean, did you not hear everyone else in the theater chuckling at?
I mean, I heard Kai laughing, but I was like, "Oh yeah, that's pretty funny." But at the same time, I was like, I thought that was meant to show that he was like, "Oh shit, I'm gonna wait, or I'm losing time." type situation.
See, I no, I think that would have been had he fallen down like maybe two of the flights, but the fact that he fell down all 210 steps was just like
What I feel like,
really. And they did that several times. Like he got hit by like 12 cars in one of like the 3-minute action sequences. So it kind of felt like those things made were pushing it a little too much. Like it's already kind of like in the first John Wick, he got hit by a car. That was fine, but he didn't get hit by like 7 cars back to back to back. So I felt like those things had a little comedy to them that I kind of a little, oh, he got hit by a car. Oh, he got hit by another car. Oh my God, he got hit by a third car. All right, there's a fourth car. Fifth car? Okay, we're done. And there's another car. Where it kind of felt like they were pushing things, and then there's like the part in the fight where he like kept shooting the one guy in the face, and he kept like hitting against the drum, and then he'd shoot him into the drum again, and shoot him into the drum again.
I just
And I
figured because he has the armor.
yeah, but I'm saying that was clearly done with a comedical point to it.
I guess I just didn't see those.
Oh yeah, you could tell that that was meant to be comical, not like ha ha slap your knee laugh, but to kind of be like huh, little like a little chuckle out of you that
I
I
just
felt.
figured that
Well, I'm not
most of these
saying that there
scenes,
wasn't a reason for it, but I'm saying it the way they did it was in a comical style. Like that same I think it's that same guy that he kept shooting into the drum and it's like oh bam, oh bam, and it happens like 5 times. And then they get up and they continue fighting. And then at the end, he goes to shoot that guy in the face, and the guy covers his face so John shoots him in the, in the groin. Which that you can't tell me that one was not for comedy. That one was for a laugh.
I guess I just didn't see that as
It's for a laugh.
I didn't laugh. I thought it was all pure badass.
Well, I'm not saying it's not badass, but it's over the top to the point it's funny. It's over the top to the point that it's like, okay, you did that just because it'll get a chuckle out of people. It's an over the top action movie fight that I don't feel really suits John Wick that much. I enjoy the more serious tone of the fights in that and those. So I felt like adding in a little those little comedical beats to it were kind of unnecessary. Enjoyable, but it made me feel like I was watching like whenever those would happen, I kind of felt like it was drifting more into standardized action movie fights where there's usually bits of that in a lot of action movies where there's not necessarily a full ha ha comedy laugh gonna be on Comedy Central funny, but meant to get a chuckle out of you. Which the first 3 movies, I don't
Like
think.
Fast and Furious, Hobbs and Shaw.
Yeah, see, like that. That's why I was like, in those kind of moments in the John Wick universe, I enjoyed, but I would have preferred them not being there. But that's aside from the point. And like I said, that only kind of slightly broke my immersion to it. And but then usually the action was so fast paced that like by the time I realized, I was like, that I got pulled back in.
I felt like most of the shots felt like they were one shots, even though they weren't. But it was
Good
just
editing.
yeah, it was just the way that everything flowed.
Yeah.
And I think that's the reason why it felt really drawn out for most of those because I feel like either they just wanted
Well,
to
I didn't
show
even feel like they were drawn out. I felt like they were meant to be that long to show the amount of people he's having to go through. Because I never felt like he was like he always seemed exhausted. Like this whole movie, this man looks like he just wants to fall down. Like that man was going on pure adrenaline and nothing else this whole goddamn movie.
it would be Red Bull and cigarettes for that guy.
Exactly. And I that's why I was like, I kind of enjoyed how much fighting there was because I think that showed the amount of force that they're now throwing at him
Yeah.
to the point that he was no longer even able to really fight by himself. Because like there's a lot of moments that in this movie had he not had help, he probably would have died. But because he actually had assistance, he was able to keep going. And I think that was good to show that, hey, look, at this point they're throwing so many people at him that even the good old invincible John Wick is struggling.
I like the high table people. They were pretty tough to beat. You know, they also had same suits and stuff.
Yeah, which I actually enjoyed that because then I was like, they look like they're about as hard to kill as
Yeah,
John Wick.
yeah,
So it doesn't make it feel like, oh, he's invincible because he's wearing this suit, but everyone else that's wearing those suits just dies. Where it's like, nah, John is having a hard time bringing these people down. There's the one dude that he technically didn't even beat.
yeah,
That other people ended up beating for him.
yeah. So, you want to talk about your favorite scenes?
Ooh, okay. This isn't necessarily a favorite scene, but a costume design thing. It's the in the the Japanese hotel when like I kind of want to call it the like ninjas, the people that like are guarding the hotel, and then they call in like the SWATs for kind of like
Oh
samurai
yeah,
looking
oh
people,
yeah.
and the fact they had like the samurai mask too. I don't know why I loved that outfit. I was like, man, that is so badass. It's SWAT samurai.
Yeah, that was pretty dope. I forgot what the mask called. For some reason I want to say Noki, but that's
I can't remember either, so I'm right there with you, bud. But yeah, I thought that was really cool because I was like, oh damn, that's really cool.
I have a couple of scenes. Obviously, that scene was pretty badass.
Yeah, I actually enjoyed basically that whole fight through the Japanese Continental. I really enjoyed, mostly because I enjoy bow and arrow fights and sword fights mixed in with like guns, so I
What do you think
enjoyed
of Donnie Yen's performance as a blind man?
I enjoyed it.
I liked how he did a little Easter egg of the Wing Chun
Yeah,
on that guy, but he only did it one time. But
yeah.
damn it.
I mean, it's not bad. Not gonna lie. I wasn't. I didn't care too much for his character. I think he did a good job, but and I don't know if it's just like
Was it because it's the typical they have my daughter hostage, even though he could probably
yeah,
kill all of them?
yeah. That was kind of it. As I was like, it also kind of felt very. And I also had the same issue with the manager of the Japanese Continental. I forgot his name,
He
but
played Scorpion though.
yeah, yeah, Hanzo Asashi.
Yeah,
but uh, I kind of felt out of left field that all of a sudden he's got like these two best friends from the past.
I mean, I can see it.
Well, so can I, but I'm just like, it kind of felt like with them saying how close they were, and I'm like, I believe, like, it's not that I don't believe that they were close, but I believed, like, from the first movie,
They made it seem like that,
Marcus, like,
like they went to war together, right?
yeah, where I was like, well, you have Marcus, the sniper, William Defoe's character in the
Yeah,
first movie. I believe that him and John were good friends.
yeah.
Like, but it's not that I didn't believe these guys were friends, but I feel like they would have been more in the line of acquaintances. But
You
either
think
way,
you think it would have helped if they were like, oh, we know John Wick, but we also disagree with the high table.
yeah, I
You think
think
that
that
would?
would have been more. I would have appreciated that more had like Donnie Yen's character been like, hey, you know what? I have to do this, but I disagree with the high table. So he's kind of like reluctantly doing it the
Yeah.
whole time, which I feel like he kind of was doing.
Mm-hmm.
And then like same with the Japanese continental manager, had he been like, look, you broke the rules, we don't like this, but the high table is becoming too tyrannical, so we're going to side with you.
Yeah.
I think I would have enjoyed that more and I would have believed it more. But don't get me wrong, I didn't mind too much. That was just kind of a little bit that I was like, but I got past that really fast.
Because
Um,
it was all pure badass.
Pretty much. And I thought the Japanese manager, I thought he was really cool. So,
His
um,
daughter's pretty hot too. Especially when she's just like, oh, okay.
well, when she like just like pulls out a bow and then just jumps and like starts ripping arrows out of like people that have already been shot and shooting them, I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Um, so basically that whole bit I really enjoyed. Um, I really enjoyed Um, oh my gosh, me and Bear kept saying his name all last night. Scott.
Scott Atkins.
Thank you. That whole segment in like his bar or club, whatever, that whole thing. I enjoyed that fight. I
It
enjoyed
reminded me
that.
of like Penguin with Kingpin.
See, I kind of got the whole penguin vibe from it, but it felt like I was watching. Like you even said it, like the Matrix. It had a lot of Matrix
Yeah, because in
esque.
the club, it reminded me of the
Yeah.
Matrix where they
Well,
were
like
all
even
dancing
where
in the.
like the rain is falling too, like it very much kind of gave me like a Matrix vibe to it, which I really enjoyed.
Yeah,
So
but yeah, I thought that was pretty good too. It shows that John Wick can use anything in his disposal. He just grabbed a card and
yeah,
sliced his
which I
neck.
knew. I gotta say, I was expecting that the second they dealt the cards because I I like watching card tricks, so I've seen tons of
Did
people
he
do.
throw another one at a guy and just hit the
Yeah,
highlight of it?
I think so. Like, cause he threw two,
Yeah.
but so I've seen people do the trick where they like throw it and cut like fruit and vegetables in half or throw it into cardboard boxes. So the second that they were dealing cards, I was just like, oh my gosh, are we gonna see John Wick turn into Gambit?
I was about to say John Wick's like Gambit. So, but yeah, I mean, I thought that was pretty dope. I think my top favorite scene though for me is when he's trying to make it to his objective, and they do a top-down angle,
Oh,
and it
that
reminded
was
me
a
of like a
good like that one felt like a.
that one. I don't know if it was a one shot, but if it wasn't, they did
I
a
don't
really
think.
good
I
job.
think the breaks in it were when it
Or
would go down. So when you would start seeing like the ground floor perspective, and then when it would pull back up, I think those would be a continuous shot, and then it would go down and
so
then
there's a
continue.
part where John Wick's what do you call it, dead or wanted level or
Oh,
his
his
excommunicado
his
or
yeah.
wanted level, I guess you'd say, or wanted
I'll just say wanted level bounty. His bounty,
bounty. That's what it's
the
called.
bounty.
So
Yeah,
he's up to like 25 million.
yeah.
Uh,
Oh, was it
so
not? I thought that one was, he was put. I thought the second he entered there is when it became 40 because the guy
uh,
makes the phone call and demands 40.
no, it hits 40 when he gets up to the stairs.
No, I'm pretty sure it hits 40 in that house because remember that's when the guy and his doggy start trying to go after him is when
Oh yeah,
they
that's
agree to the
right.
40.
Yeah.
So it made when he enters the house it's not at 40. I think it's at 20. But by the time he leaves the house it's at 40.
Yeah. So his bounty goes up. So all these people around in France, was it?
Yes.
So start to kill him. They got like these cool ass weapons, like obviously the dragon's breath.
The Dragon's Breath shotguns were
That was
amazing. Mostly not even really for the how effective it is, but for like the visual.
yeah, like the effects was like straight up spot on. Like if you were to shoot a dead body,
Yeah.
and it was crazy. Like how he would just kill him and then shoot him twice, and
Well,
then just
how
limp and
the
shit.
part that I was enjoying was the way the environment, like he'd shoot and you would see like the books and the papers and the dust on the ground and go foo,
Yeah,
and I was be like, damn. I was like, they really put in a lot of work to get that effect, which makes me wonder how they went about doing it.
right. I kind of want to like see how that's done because like either because
Because
I
they had to
hopefully
build that whole set.
yeah
Because there's no way that's actually a place. Because they had to build the whole thing, and then just no ceiling it, no roofing, so they could get the camera above
yeah,
to film the top down.
and then they obviously had to choreograph it.
I also just remembered the like one of the best parts from the Japanese Continental, where John Wick starts using the
Oh
nunchucks.
yeah, me and Bear were talking about that, or just like how he's like.
I just enjoy like when he would like forget like the skill of doing it and just brutally just
Right.
like it's a baseball bat.
Yeah, so he finds a pair of nunchucks and he just starts going ham on it.
Becomes
And
Bruce Lee.
yeah, like
Doesn't he even do Bruce Lee's little?
yeah, he does a whole. And yeah, I mean that's also. I mean, I like the fights between him and Donnie Yen and how how he just shoots randomly to use his echo location. And yeah, I mean most of that whole movie was just like once it gets started, it pretty much never
There's
stops.
also another part of the movie. Do you want to talk about that was very
Oh
painful?
yeah, the So okay, the tracker, aka I think his name was Colton. I think that's what they gave him because I know he goes by Nobody, but I
Yeah.
think the actor's name is Colton something.
Well, he's nobody.
Well, he's Nobody, but I thought he's also either I heard it was either his name was Colton or something. I don't know.
No, his name is nobody. 'Cause he's
He's Bob
nobody.
Odenkirk from Nobody. Have you ever seen that one?
Yes, I've watched it many times. I've watched it with you like 3 times.
I like the bus scene in that.
I think everyone likes the bus scene. I like him. The nobody. I like the scene where he's like in his club and he's like eating the
Oh
steak
yeah,
and then just has the claymore.
yeah. He's like, I'm willing to die. He's like, Are you really the whiskey all?
I enjoyed
I
that.
kind of want to watch Nobody when I get home.
Nobody's a good movie.
It is. But anyways, the scene. So the tracker, aka Nobody, the high table stabs his hand because and then he tries to get
Well,
an
he's not the
ultimatum.
high table. He's just been appointed by the high table.
Yeah,
He's
so
speaking on behalf the Marquis.
that's true. Yeah. So they stab his hand, and you didn't think they was gonna show his hand getting cut
Like you would expect it
out.
would be something that's implied.
Yeah, where it just shows him like struggling. But no, they straight up show his hand,
Yeah,
and he's
and then
pulling the knife away.
slowly you see it cut, and I literally watched that just like that whole scene. I was just curled up in fetal position.
I got a little cut on my hand, and it hurts like hell. Imagine what that's like, and he's still punching people with that. I'm like, ooh.
Yeah, and like he like backhands someone at
Yeah.
some point. I'm going, your hand isn't connected right now. You would have to like feel that like shift in the stitch. It just I don't like it. I don't like it.
Yeah.
Worst, and I still have to deal with it like because I've actually had like an electric hedger slice my finger open like this,
Oof.
and I actually like just taped it shut and it's healed. But there's like a small point on my index finger now where I don't feel anything.
That's how it was with this. Like,
It's been years. Like I did that in middle school.
I think it was my finger. Was it right there, or was it this finger? Or was it this finger that I just recut? But yeah, I took a small chunk of it. I was like, oh shit. So I just quickly grabbed a Band-Aid.
Yeah, I think you know how beat up my fingertips got at Steve's
Yeah.
ribs because
So,
there's the plastic that got melted to my finger that I ripped off.
yeah.
There's the time that I had it like sliced. I don't know if you remember if that was bare that I sliced from here like all the way across.
I don't remember.
Oh yeah, you can still see the scar.
Gross.
Yeah.
What do you think of Patrick, or not Patrick, but Mr. Krabs playing as like that top fool? AKA, he's from Detroit Become Human. He's also plays the detective.
He was very cool.
Obviously, you saw that he was missing a finger.
Yeah.
So obviously, he also got a redemption.
So I would like to hear his story
Yeah.
of like what he did and having to come back. But I thought he was kind of badass. I wanted to watch him fight.
They were really showing his finger missing for John Wick a lot.
I
Yeah.
think it's because a lot of people after the last movie, a lot of the people that were talking about it said, "Oh, it will be too expensive and it will be too difficult for them to show his hands now." So John Wick's probably gonna wear gloves now.
Gotcha.
So I feel like they were doing it to prove a point.
Gotcha. Because I was like, it was just weird. Like it wasn't like it was just noticeable. It wasn't like they weren't like
they weren't zooming in
Yeah.
going, man,
But I
missing
mean,
finger.
they did show him without his fingers a lot.
Yeah.
And,
So I think that was the big part of it was just them proving the point of we can do it.
yeah.
That's honestly what I think it was.
But what do you think about Lance Reddick dying in the movie?
Sad both times.
Yeah, I'm glad he got to fight in the third one though.
So did I. He was very badass in that third one.
Yeah.
And I also like for considering that this was his last movie, those were like some pretty sad farewell words. Like that was like a strangely fitting goodbye, like all around.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, so far, like this one might be my top. But coming up soon, the next movie that we are going to try to see
Is it the movie I want to see, or is it one of the movies you want to see?
Actually, there's like 3 movies that I want
There
to see.
are a good handful of movies that want to see, but there's
Uh,
one that pertains to me more.
yeah, I know you want to see. When are we done talking about John Wick?
I don't know. Are we?
I don't know. I was just thinking about the same thing of movies, but yeah, I think we're done talking about John
All
Wick.
right, hang on. This is when we finished talking about John Wick. Now go back and find me in this position, and then put this time in that spot.
Yes.
Do that, or Razzle's gonna talk shit about you again.
Gotcha. But the next movie that I want to see, I know. Well, we'll talk about yours, even though that one looks kind of badass actually. Uh,
Pope's
uh,
Exorcist.
yes. But the D&D movie's coming out soon.
Mm-hmm.
We can watch it early as well. For some reason I wasn't really hopeful about it, but I kind of saw it and I was like, that kind of
See,
got me hyped up.
I was excited for it, but the more I hear about it, the less excited I get. The only reason I really might watch it is because I enjoy what's his name, Chris
Chris
Pine.
Pine, he got spit on by Harry Styles.
That doesn't surprise me for some reason. I don't know anything about him as a person. I don't know anything about him as a person, but I've enjoyed a lot of
He was
his
just chilling
movies.
there,
So
and then Harry Styles was like, he's like, the hell? He thinks that Harry Styles thinks that he was having sex with his wife or girlfriend. Harry Styles is the guy from One Direction.
I know who he is. I'm just saying, for some reason, none of this information surprises me. It's celebrities.
Hey, we're celebrities too.
Well, let's not lie.
We both been in production companies.
Yeah, that doesn't make us celebrities.
Hey, that makes us
It doesn't.
celebrities.
No, it doesn't.
I call you a celebrity, bro. You're
No, don't
pretty
touch me.
famous.
Don't touch
See, you're already acting like a
me.
celebrity.
Don't touch me.
Don't touch me.
I'm gonna throw something at you.
But also, Redfield also looks pretty good. I think it's just the fighting scenes I kind of liked.
Eh. Like I want to see it, but I don't care that much. It's a movie that I wouldn't care if I didn't see in theaters.
But if I buy you a ticket, you'd be like, okay, we'll see.
Yeah. Like if you force me to go watch it, I'll watch
But
it.
Post Exorcist though, that looks pretty badass.
Yes, that one I do want to watch.
That's
I've been
Russell
telling you
Crowe.
about that one for a long time.
Yeah.
It is probably like the one trailer that I've been shown on TikTok that I've actually like taken the time to like, because I enjoy scary, and that looks scary, but also like really cool. I hope it's good.
It's got Russell Crowe.
It does.
He's an old man.
He is.
He plays as the Pope's exorcist.
Wow. I wonder where you could have guessed that from.
Technically, he's the Pope's second hand if the Pope ever becomes possessed.
Mm-hmm.
But then he,
Yeah. That's implied with this sentence, Pope's exorcist.
I was like po' boy, sandwich. Ow! The po' boy exorcist.
Oh my god. I want to throw something at you.
But yes, the D&D one looks great. The Pope Exorcist looks great. Redfield, I can agree with you. It looks good, but I can wait. But if it's pretty hyped, I'll just if I have the money to go out, I'll definitely go see it.
Though I don't care for Flash, I do kind of want to see.
Oh yeah, the Flash and the Michael
yeah.
Keaton thing.
Yeah, mostly for Michael Keaton.
Yeah.
That's space. I'm gonna be honest. That's pretty much the only reason I want to see it.
Yeah, Ezra Miller kind of ruined his career, so
Yeah,
he's wanted in all states right now.
good for him.
And I was really starting to like the guy too.
He's done so much shit.
Yeah,
He's gotten himself into so much trouble.
exactly. So, but yes, is there anything else you got on the menu?
Whatever food you brought me.
Yeah, I know you've been working on a couple secret projects. How's that going?
I'm tired.
I bet. Yes. We got 40 views on our last video.
That's good. I'm glad. Hi, people.
Yeah.
I don't know why you're watching this, but I'm glad you are, I think.
Yeah, they really responded to the ramen and my Dr. Pepper video a lot, which I was surprised. So, but yeah, You got any plans going on?
Working and sleeping.
Now that I'm no longer under the tyrannical of the wedding, I am free to do things.
I know. It's crazy. I'm not gonna lie. I've had a very weird last 2 weeks because Razzle's been out of town, so he's not been at his computer. So I haven't spoken really to Razzle in like 2 weeks. You actively ignored me for like the last 2 weeks. It felt like. So it's like cool, and I've just mostly just been at home
Played Elden Cream.
playing Elden Ring, Yu-Gi-Oh. I rewatched the show Lupin.
Oh,
I like that show. It's a good show.
I guess I like Lupin the Third
I like Lupin.
better because it's anime, but there's different arcs.
I read a couple of the Lupin books.
Oh yeah, the real Frenchman.
Yeah. Of course, I can't speak French, so I had to do translator books, but still good.
You use Google Translate. It's either he's got a big hat or a little nose.
uh,
You said you were going to tell me something about some dragon, but you're going to tell me in the podcast. You said you looked up some. Are you? Unless you meant the.
I said I looked up the John Wick
Oh,
thing.
okay, because you said the word dragon, and then you're like, oh, but then you kind of got
Well, that's
distracted.
because I was gonna bitch about the dragon I'm fighting in Elden Ring. So I
Oh,
was
okay.
going one place, and then I remembered that I was gonna tell you about John Wick, and then I was like, oh, but I should wait for the podcast.
Okay.
So I had like 7 brain
What
processes.
dragon was it?
It's currently it's not even like a dragon. It's one of the little worm bitches. It's
Dragon these nuts.
it's like a magma dragon that's holding a sword that's like
Oh,
at the top of one of the fucking ledges that I need to get through, I think.
I never fought that.
Well, I can get it down to like half HP, and then it enters the second stage where its sword is on fire, and then it smacks me, and it kills me in one hit.
I feel that. Well, all right. I feel like we got a lot of things. Expect next week's podcast with Tucker.
Don't promise things.
We'll see. Dun, 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 dun.
Ah! Oh, we were so close, boys.
Is there anything else?
I don't know. Is there?
You want to talk about the channel and how it's progressing pretty well?
Is it progressing really well?
Yeah.
I haven't looked at it. I haven't talked to you in like 2 weeks.
We hung out yesterday.
I know. Look, yesterday. I'm counting before yesterday. Like we've only seen each other like in a couple snippets.
You had your own spinoff. I had my own spinoff.
Yeah, you went off and did your own thing. I've been doing my own thing. I don't feel like I had my own spinoff. I feel like everyone else had spinoffs, and for some reason, I forgot to get invited to someone's spinoff. Like I just got left at home, and people were just like, then a couple episodes went by, and people were just like, "Hey, what happened to that character? Wasn't he like part of this show?" And then they were like, "Oh yeah, fuck, we forgot to write in his character in these storylines. What has he been doing?" Just say he's been at home playing video games. No one will question it.
Yeah.
And now here I am breaking the fourth wall.
I feel that. Well, is that the midnight oil that I see?
No, probably not even close.
Nope.
I've got a text message.
Oh, okay. So I guess we're going to end the podcast. Me and you got to start working on some new videos lately. So if you enjoyed this podcast, hopefully you enjoyed our ramblings about John
How long
Wick.
has this podcast been going on?